Star Wars has been having a rough time on the silver screen lately. Director Patty Jenkins' latest comments have only raised more questions, even as it appears her movie has been revived. For fans anxiously awaiting Lucasfilm's next big move after the divisive The Rise of Skywalker brought an uncertain end to Star Wars on the big screen, well, this next update only kind of clears things up. Back in December 2020, Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins was the star of a breathless Lucasfilm announcement, which revealed that she would be directing a Star Wars film about a squadron of X-Wing pilots. Tentatively titled Rogue Squadron, the movie was due for release at the end of 2023. That obviously didn't end up happening, probably because the title was quietly removed from the studio's release schedule after months and months without a single update. It was subsequently revealed that Jenkins' Star Wars movie had been unceremoniously shelved, possibly in response to the poor reception to Wonder Woman 1984. As it turns out, though, that wasn't the end of the story of Rogue Squadron. In a thoroughly unexpected surprise, Patty Jenkins has seemingly confirmed that the movie is still in the works. While talking to the Talking Pictures podcast, the director dropped the bombshell that her Rogue Squadron project is apparently back on track. Jenkins said, "I thought maybe I'll come back to Star Wars after Wonder Woman 3. So when that went away, Lucasfilm and I were like, oh, we gotta finish this deal. We finished the deal right as the strike was happening. So I now owe a draft of Star Wars, and so we will see what happens there." Of course, while Star Wars may be thriving on streaming lately, it's been a much different story on the big screen.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
As of this moment, the only productions we know the studio is currently focusing on are the Daisy Ridley starring Rey film, that Dawn of the Jedi movie from James Mangold, and of course, The Mandalorian and Grogu. For the dreamers among us, there's just enough reason to hold out hope for that untitled project from writer-director Taika Waititi. Or if you're feeling especially daring, the technically yet-to-be-canceled trilogy from Last Jedi mastermind Rian Johnson. Now, however, it seems one blockbuster previously left for dead has suddenly risen back to life. Still, you have to admit, this Rogue Squadron news is a bit strange as far as production updates go. For one thing, you may have noticed that Lucasfilm hasn't given any official word about any of this. Jenkins claims she originally parted ways with Lucasfilm in order to focus on a third Wonder Woman movie. And when those plans were scuttled by new DC boss James Gunn, she then returned to the Star Wars fold. There's also the matter of how vague the director's comments are, leaving quite a bit of room for interpretation in various directions. And then there's what she said next. Lucasfilm have other directors who have been working, but I am now back on Rogue Squadron, and we'll see what happens. We need to develop, get to where we're both super happy with it. That implies some serious work ahead of both parties, so for now, it's safe to assume there's a lot left up in the air.